Good morning. We're starting out with sunshine and warm temperatures once again. Temperature right now in Springfield is 71 on south winds, and these dew points again pretty sticky. We've got these temperatures at 70 in Mountain Home and in Fort Leonard, 71 in Springfield and 70 up at Lake of the Ozarks. And the dew points are right behind the temperatures in the upper 60s to about 70 degrees, which is telling us that it is humid and oppressive out there this morning. You'll definitely be able to feel it as you step out the door. The pool today will have lots of sunshine, a very high UV index of 10, and temperatures up near 90 today, going for a high of about 91 degrees. Very hot out there today. Overnight, we're only dropping to about 70, and by tomorrow, a high of 89. So still flirting with that 90-degree mark. Add in the humidity today, it will feel like the upper 90s out there today, pretty steamy. Tomorrow it will feel like the middle 90s, so continuing to have that heat crank through the weekend. So mostly sunny skies again on Saturday and Sunday. 89 will feel like 94 on Saturday, the same on Sunday, still staying pretty hot and pretty humid. We're going to keep the summery stretch through early next week. Temperatures still staying up in the upper 80s to about 90 degrees Monday through Thursday of next week. And that heat index will come down some, but still in the 90s as we head into early next week. So stay cool and hydrated. Joe, Lauren.
Making news now this morning, people in southwest Missouri are cleaning up from major flooding over the last week. Newton, McDonald, Lawrence, and Berry counties all had flooding due to rain, and as a result, a lot of water rescues. The Missouri Department of Conservation helped out Highway Patrol and local fire departments with those rescues. In a Facebook post, along with some photos of the rescues themselves, MDC says they assisted in 31 swiftwater rescues in a single day. Color 10 spoke with conservation agent Daniel Shores, who says they're always willing to help out in situations like these.
We serve the citizens of Missouri. If there's somebody that's in need, we're going to respond and we're going to take care of it. So, whether it doesn't matter that we wear green and we got a fish and a raccoon on our sleeve, if somebody needs help, we're going to go.
Cassville was hit the hardest. The city administrator telling us the ballpark had some damage, as did area roads, but mostly home and business owners were affected.
Moving on this morning, floodwaters have impacted the lives of many throughout the Midwest, washing away the homes of wildlife as well. As a result, St. Louis has seen an increase in venomous snake bites as the animals are forced to find new homes closer to humans. Our Hannah Zettel reports for us this morning.
Well, good morning, Lauren and Joe. According to KTVI in St. Louis, the Missouri Poison Center receives daily calls regarding venomous bites and is preparing for even more. Floodwaters have swept away snakes' riverbank burrows, forcing them to move closer to cities. And with the recent heavy rain in the southwest, an increase in snake bites could happen here, too. Missouri's most common venomous snake is the copperhead, which can be identified by its unique shape and pattern. Francis Galiski with the Missouri Department of Conservation says because these bites are unexpected, there isn't much you can do to prepare. However, keeping your garage and yard clean is a good start.
So if you show them that this is probably not the ideal place for them to be either, by your cleaning, by all the disruption that you're doing, keep your lawns mowed, things like that, that will cause the snake to move on, and hopefully they'll eventually move back to their preferred habitats when the water go down.
If a snake does bite you, any kind of snake, keep the affected area below your heart level to slow the spread of venom. Seek medical help immediately and attempt to take a picture of the snake, which can help medics with treatment.
All right, Hannah Zettel this morning. We move on to your medical coverage. New statistics say 1 out of 5 teens are overweight or obese due to a more sedentary lifestyle. One of the biggest factors is smartphones. Color 10 spoke to a personal trainer and the founder of a group called Children and Screens. Phones not only cause kids to be less active, but can affect their social and emotional health.
Sometimes on social media, receiving negative feedback can really result in really take a toll on kids' self-esteem.
Type 2 diabetes and hypertension are higher than they've ever been in that age population, which is just crazy.
Aldridge, the personal trainer there, says 2/3 of chronic diseases can be prevented with lifestyle modifications like simple exercises that you may even be able to do in between screen time.
The Rotary Club of Springfield is celebrating its 100th anniversary today. To commemorate it, the club will donate a mobile dental unit to Jordan Valley Dental Clinic. That'll happen at 5:30. $100,000 was raised toward the purchase of the vehicle, which will serve children throughout southwest Missouri. You'll be able to see the unit at the event, along with a dinner celebration with Jordan Valley's representatives.
In some more local news, today is the first of the 32nd Midwest Chevelle Regional Car Show. The show will be hosted by the Queen City Chevelle Club of Springfield today and tomorrow, so it's the first day at the Oasis Hotel and Convention Center. More than 250 people are expected to compete in various car competitions. Everyone is invited to view the cars from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for both days, and admission is free.
The Springfield Dog Training Club will host the AKC All-Breed Agility Trials this weekend. It goes from today at 8 this morning at the Lake Country Youth Center through Sunday. Hundreds of dogs and their owners get a chance to compete in an obstacle course. Only competing dogs, though, are permitted, and admission is free. For more info, you can visit the Springfield Dog Training Club website.
Representatives from Missouri State Parks are inviting the public to a ribbon-cutting ceremony showcasing a $394,000 infrastructure project extending the Table Rock Lakeshore Trail. The project extends the trail more than 1,000 feet and connects trail users with the marina. It was primarily funded by a Recreational Trails Program grant. That ceremony begins at 10 a.m. today at the Table Rock State Park Marina. After the ceremony, refreshments will be available.
And some news from around the region. Earlier this week, we shared the news of St. Louis police officer Michael Langsdorf that was killed while responding on a call. During that procession, 2 police officers collided while on their motorcycles. Both were taken to the hospital for treatment. Their injuries are non-life-threatening. Langsdorf's funeral is scheduled for Monday morning.
We know that any time a child is in danger, time matters, and Arkansas is leading the nation when it comes to responding to a child that's been taken or has gone missing. It's the first in the country to receive a statewide certification for child abduction response teams. Those teams are made up of state, local, and county law enforcement officials. Earlier this year, they went through the training on how to respond and what to do when a call comes in. In total, there were 12 teams across the state.
All right, we are talking about what's trending right now. That North Carolina plane crash you heard Lauren talk about earlier has been in the news a lot here. 2 are dead after that crashed into a home in North Carolina late last night. It was a small plane. The pilot and person inside the home were both killed, according to authorities.
There was one other person inside the home that was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, and now we are waiting for the NTSB to arrive on scene to do some investigating.
Yeah, very new story that's happening there that we will, of course, keep you updated on. And a lot of people have big weekends planned here in the Ozarks, so we need to get them set for that summer feel, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good practice run for the holiday weekend next weekend.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, we'll have mostly sunny skies today through the weekend. Temperatures up near 90, though feeling like 97 today and 94 tomorrow, so it's going to be pretty hot. Not advisory criteria yet, but still hot enough where you want some water, sunscreen, you know, just take it easy, be conscious of that.
Pizza rolls, you want those?
You want, yeah, well, apparently there are none left.
It's been an hour, I didn't find any.
There's
for
some
you.
cookie cake, right?
No, it is good. It is good. The cookie cake is good.
Okay, see, you're not left out to dry.
No,
We
no,
got
no.
some snacks for you. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Hope you all have a great weekend. There's a live look at some of that fog down in Branson.